Hi, preschool friends. Today we're going to continue talking about our Stations of the Cross story. We have our book. Our picture on the cover reminds us that this story is about Jesus. We are in the season of Lent, aren't we? And Lent is a time to remind us of Jesus' sacrifice for us. There are 15 different stations, aren't there, boys and girls? And we've talked about 6 of the stations. Let's review so far the stations that we've talked about. The first station was Jesus was sentenced to death. Our second station, Jesus took up his cross. That's right. Our third station, do you remember by looking at the picture? Jesus fell for the first time. That's right. Let's take a look at station number 4. Maybe you can tell what this station was about. Who did Jesus meet along the way? That's right. Jesus met his mother, Mary. Very good. That was the 4th station. Let's take a look at number 5. Remember what we talked about here? Someone came out from the crowd to help Jesus carry his cross. There he is. His name was Simon. That's right. Simon helped Jesus carry the cross. And let's take a look at number 6. Remember the lady that felt sorry for Jesus and wanted to help him in some way? Her name was Veronica. The 6th station is Veronica wipes the face of Jesus. She had a cloth that she wiped Jesus' face with, and his gift in return was to leave his picture of his face on her cloth. Well, boys and girls, today we're going to talk about stations 7 and 8 as we continue our Lenten story. Let's take a look. Our 7th station is Jesus falls for a second time. You can see in the picture, Jesus is looking weaker and weaker. That cross is very, very heavy. Remember, it was made out of big trees. And Jesus is climbing up a hill to Calvary, where he will die on the cross. He's getting very weak, and the soldiers keep pushing him along. And he falls for the second time. Let's take a look at our Lenten Stations of the Cross eggs. They all have numbers on them, so we're going to look at egg number 7. That goes with our 7th station. Let's take a look inside. We have our wooden heart with our cross sticker to remind us that this story is about Jesus. Jesus falls the second time. And inside our egg, we have another Band-Aid. Because when we see someone hurting, we try to think of how we can help them. And so a Band-Aid helps us to remember that we can always help someone if they're hurting. Let's go to station number 8. Station 8. Jesus meets the weeping women. If someone is weeping, that means they're crying. So along the way, Jesus was walking, and there were big crowds, weren't there? And it must have been very noisy. But Jesus saw some women, and they were crying because they felt bad for Jesus. They were very sad to see him go through all this. So Jesus went over to go talk to them and try to comfort them. And that made the women feel better, didn't it, when Jesus came over to them to talk to them. So we remember the 8th station when Jesus went over to help the women feel better. Let's take a look at our 8th egg, number 8. There's our cross. And our 8th station, Jesus meets the weeping women. And if someone is weeping or crying, we try to make them feel better by giving them a tissue, don't we? So inside our egg, we have a tissue, a little Kleenex. Because if we see somebody crying at home or at school, we try to help them feel better, don't we? We give them a tissue. Maybe we give them a hug. We can give them a smile to help them feel better, right? Anything we can do to help them feel better. We can listen to them, just like Jesus went over to the weeping women and tried to help them feel better. So this story reminds us that Jesus went through a lot, didn't he? A lot of sadness just for us because he loves us so much. And we always say thank you to Jesus, don't we? And we try to do some extra loving things during Lent. I can't wait to hear how you're helping at home for Lent. Have you made your bed? Did you set the table? Are you saying extra prayers at home? These are all great things you can do. You can clean up your toys, right? These are wonderful ways that you can help out during Lent. And let's end with our song, To Thank You, Jesus song.
Thankful attitude, my heart gets filled with gratitude, Lord. I thank you. I thank you, Lord. Lord, I thank you. I thank you, Lord. Lord, I thank you. Every time I think of you, I get a thankful attitude. My heart gets filled with gratitude, Lord. I thank you. Lord, you've been so good to me. Lord, I thank you. You are my help, you meet my need. Lord, I thank you. You were my strength when I was weak. Lord, I thank you. Your love and mercy rescued me. Lord, I thank you. I thank you, Lord. Lord, I thank you. I thank you, Lord. Lord, I thank you. Every time I think of you, I get a thankful attitude. My heart gets filled with gratitude. And Lord, I thank you. Lord, you are my resting place. Lord, I thank you. You saved me by your matchless grace. Lord, I thank you. Your word is life, your word is true. Lord, I thank you. And I will always follow you. Lord, I thank you. I thank you, Lord. Lord, I thank you. I thank you, Lord. Lord, I thank you. Every time I think of you, I get a thankful attitude. My heart gets filled with gratitude. And Lord, I thank you. Every time I think of you, I get a thankful attitude. My heart gets filled with gratitude. And Lord, I thank you.
Let's talk about Stations of the Cross more again tomorrow. See you then.